The White Sox are no longer the only team whose offer to Manny Machado has been thrown into the public arena. They stood alone in that category, with various reports detailing their offer as being worth 7 years and somewhere around $200 million. The numbers got more specific, with $175 million over 7 years being the most recent example, though Machado's agent, Dan Lozano, rushed to call that figure inaccurate. The high-end reports of a contract worth $250 million got shot down by a flurry of follow-up reports within hours. Well, add another team to the list. Former general manager Jim Duquette appeared on SNY on Saturday morning and said he heard that the New York Yankees have made an offer to Machado worth $220 million. It's been very difficult to find out a lot of this because the agents, both Dan Lozano and Scott Boras for Bryce Harper, are keeping it real tight. But what I've been told here recently was that the Yankees offer, a lot of times these are out there and they're not necessarily in writing but they're hypothetical, was somewhere in that 7-year, 8-year range for $220 million, he said. The problem is, there's a lot of teams that are in that range, also, and it doesn't really distinguish them from others. I do hear there's another club that's gone further than that. It's not much different than what we were thinking earlier in the winter in terms of, I don't think the Yankees are going to be the highest bidder, even though they're willing to make an aggressive offer. That's an aggressive offer. Machado's going to have other options that are probably higher in other cities, including Philly and other places, and he's going to make a decision. Duquette made sure to emphasize that he wasn't exactly reporting something but merely passing along something he heard, which makes this far from the most concrete information ever presented. To clarify a report out there attributed to me, I was only speculating about a recent rumor that I had heard, not reporting it as fact. Jim Duquette at Jim Duquette, February 9, 2019. But given the dearth of information surrounding offers to the two biggest names on the free agent market, this is somewhat notable, especially as the figure Duquette relayed is $45 million more than the most recently reported number associated with the White Sox offer. Throughout the offseason, the Yankees have been an ongoing mystery when it comes to their desire to add Machado at all. Machado supposedly prefers to play in the Bronx, the team he grew up rooting for, and he did travel there on his free agent turn in December. But the Yankees have carried on with their offseason while Machado, and Harper, for that matter, have stalled on their decision-making. They've spent quite a bit on bullpen upgrades and filled up an already crowded infield with free agents Troy Tulowitzki and DJ LeMahieu, all that seemed to take them out of the Machado sweepstakes. But the Yankees are the Yankees, and owner Hal Steinbrenner sparked new speculation that they might not yet be out of the sweepstakes with comments Friday at the owners' meetings in Orlando. "I don't think it's ever done," he told reporters. "Look, if somebody comes, I haven't changed. I mean, if somebody comes to me with a suggestion or a proposal, I'm going to seriously consider it right up until opening day or after. That's part of my leave no stone unturned policy, right?" The White Sox continue to be described as the most likely landing spot for Machado. But the Yankees could provide even stiffer competition than the Philadelphia Phillies or San Diego Padres, given Machado's supposed preference to play there. That being said, even $220 million might be nowhere near the type of contract Lozano is trying to get for his client, with a report out just Friday saying that he's looking for at least $300 million. That same report, from The Athletic's Ken Rosenthal, described the White Sox' preferred approach and their desire not to get into a bidding war with other clubs. The White Sox remain confident in their future-focused pitch, highlighting their loaded farm system and what kind of winning that core could do over the next decade. But the Yankees can offer a vastly greater opportunity to win championships in the immediate. After winning 100 games last season, they could very well be the preseason World Series favorite. And given Duquette's prediction that the Yankees won't end up the highest bidder, it's possible the White Sox offer the richer contract in the end, though it was reported earlier this offseason that if the money was equal, Machado would prefer to sign with the Yankees. The Phillies, according to Rosenthal, are confident they can outbid anyone, but they have a simultaneous pursuit of Harper to worry about too. Things seem to be getting a bit more complicated for the White Sox, who certainly remain committed to bringing in a premium talent to advance their rebuilding project. Whether that happens this offseason or next offseason hinges on Machado and Harper's decisions, which, just days from the start of spring training, have yet to be made. And now, maybe, there's the Yankees to worry about. Click here to download the new My Teams app by NBC Sports. Receive comprehensive coverage of your teams and stream the White Sox easily on your device. If no news is good news, then the White Sox have received a whole lot of good news this winter, because they're still waiting on the free agent decisions of Bryce Harper and Manny Machado. They're still in the hunt for the top two names on the free agent market, a pair of 26-year-old superstars with the ability to transform the franchise. But the ongoing chase for the services of Harper and Machado now seem likely to drag past the opening of White Sox camp Wednesday in Glendale, Arizona. How long will they drag on past that? According to The Athletic's Ken Rosenthal, this is a staring contest between agents Scott Boras, Harper, and Don Lozano, Machado, in which neither side wants to blink first. Harper's agent, Scott Boras, and Machado's agent, Dan Lozano, both are believed to be seeking at least $300 million, Rosenthal wrote. Neither wants to sign first, knowing once one of the players goes off the board, the other will benefit from gaining the sole attention of the remaining suitors. That $300 million wish, at least in the case of Machado, seems almost laughable at this point. The only offer with reported details out there is the one that came from the White Sox, and depending on who you believe, it might be worth $175 million over 7 years. Lozano was quick to deny that, not a surprise considering it's about half the amount it was expected Machado could demand at the outset of the offseason. Other reports talked of an 8-year deal worth $250 million, but a flurry of follow-up reports countered that figure as untrue. It makes you wonder that if Lozano is really waiting for a $300 million offer for Machado, is he ever going to stop waiting? Harper, meanwhile, supposedly received an offer worth $300 million from the Washington Nationals, an offer that was reportedly rejected. Again, the total Harper expected to command at the start of the offseason was $100 million bigger. There have been no other reported offers out there for Harper, though the White Sox reportedly met with him twice during the final months of 2018. The Phillies met with Harper this winter, and continue to be described as the most likely landing spot, and the San Diego Padres and San Francisco Giants met with him in recent weeks. It was reported that Machado will take the highest offer, though if the one from the White Sox is currently the highest, it makes you wonder what he's waiting for. The obvious answer would be that he's waiting for more money, a richer offer than the one currently on the table. For White Sox fans wondering why the team doesn't just up their offer and get this over with, what would they have to gain by doing so? If they can eventually get the player at the current price, why would they pay more? Rosenthal described the White Sox unwillingness to get into a bidding war. White Sox owner Jerry Reinsdorf, for one, would prefer to chase the market rather than set it, according to sources. That way, he could avoid a bidding war, wait until the very end to hear the number he needs to reach, then decide whether he is willing to pay. That seems to indicate that there might be wiggle room to increase the final contract offer, and that the White Sox are not in a take-it-or-leave-it situation with what's currently on the table. Again, there's perhaps no one to bid against except themselves at the moment, and it would be foolish to do that. Of course, the White Sox remain committed to landing a premium talent, with general manager Rick Hahn saying at Sox Fest that he hopes to dispel of the notion that the team won't pay top dollar to acquire an impact player of this stature. Any willingness to adjust the final number to beat out another suitor would seem to reinforce that seriousness. The final piece of the puzzle could be the Phillies, who have been obvious players in both of these sweepstakes all winter. But there haven't been any reported details of offer coming out of the city of brotherly love. Rosenthal wrote that the Phillies figure they will get one of the two stars, knowing they can top any offer. That seems to be news you can use, especially if Machado and perhaps Harper are focused solely on taking the richest contract available. But until then, the staring contest analogy seems apartment. Nothing is happening, and the baseball world is waiting for anyone to blink. Click here to download the new My Teams app by NBC Sports. Receive comprehensive coverage of your teams and stream the White Sox easily on your device. The White Sox single-A affiliate, the Kannapolis Intimidators, is looking for a new name, and the son of the Intimidator namesake doesn't seem pleased. NASCAR legend Dale Earnhardt, who was born in Kannapolis, bought and is a part owner of the team in 2000. When Earnhardt died in February 2001, Kannapolis changed from the Boll Weevils to the Intimidators beginning in the 2001 season to honor Earnhardt, who was known as the Intimidator. Kannapolis is getting a new stadium in 2020 and wants a new nickname to go with it. The team is holding a branded New by You campaign to get name suggestions from the community. The Intimidators name and logo will remain through the 2019 season. With the nickname going away, Dale Earnhardt Jr. doesn't seem to be enjoying the fact that something honoring his deceased father is going away. "I remember how proud Dad was of this. What a shame it has to end. https://t.co/elm2uvgp Dale Earnhardt Jr. @DeLedge, February 7, 2019. Earnhardt Jr. followed that up by retweeting others who complained about the name change. He then suggested other names that would also be related to his father. If a change is indeed imminent, maybe Ironheads, if they want to continue to honor Big E. Alleged, February 7, 2019, we do recognize how much Dale means to this community. Intimidators Assistant General Manager Vince Marcucci told NBC Sports NASCAR Talk. Dale's always going to be the Intimidator. We're not trying to get away from it. I don't think that's the right way to put it. But, own our own brand. Because we don't own the Intimidators. Earnhardt's widow, Teresa, has the rights to that. So for speed and flexibility as we try to do creative things in the future, we're going to need something we own ourselves. Marcucci also said that the new nickname could still be racing related. Either way, the new Kannapolis nickname is getting way more publicity due to the Earnhardt ties. Click here to download the new My Teams app by NBC Sports. Receive comprehensive coverage of your teams and stream the White Sox easily on your device.